Biden says hospital blast in Gaza. Appears as though it was done by the other team, and not Israel.
Here's a summary of the article.
Tel Aviv, Israel. President Joe Biden vowed to show the world that the U.S. stands in solidarity with Israel during his visit there Wednesday, and offered an assessment that the deadly explosion at a Gaza Strip hospital that prompted mass protests in Arab nations apparently was not carried out by the Israeli military. Israel said Wednesday its radar as well as independent video showed a rocket in a barrage fired by Palestinian militants misfired and caused a large explosion just as the blast hit the hospital. Islamic Jihad dismissed Israel's claims, pointing to Israel's order that the hospital be evacuated in recent days and reports of a previous strike at the hospital that wounded 4 people as proof that it was an Israeli target. Netanyahu again said Israel was not to blame for the hospital attack. The entire world was rightfully outraged, but this outrage should be directed not at Israel but at the terrorists, Netanyahu said during a subsequent meeting with Biden and Israel's war cabinet. Netanyahu said Biden had rightly drawn a clear line between the forces of civilization and the forces of barbarism, saying Israel was united in its resolve to defeat Hamas. Riyad Mansour, the Palestinian UN ambassador, on Tuesday urged Biden to use the visit to tell Israel that, enough is enough.
This post received a score of 22,000, with an upvote ratio of 75%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I am trying to follow the news of this war, but it is so difficult. I don't know what news is real, what news is verified, and what is just propaganda. I don't believe everything I read online and check the source of news, but apparently major news organizations are the new, Uncle Bob wrote on Twitter.
The first casualty of war is the truth.
Falsehood flies, and truth comes limping after it, so that men come to be undeceived. It is too late, the jest is over and the tale hath had its effect. J. Swift.
No matter what happens in life, be good to people. Being good to people is a wonderful legacy to leave behind. Taylor Swift.
Jailer Swift. He brings you straight to jail. Not even the hospital was bombed. Any formal apology from the media?
Sorry, we're busy making more ratings. By the way, please donate, subscribe to keep our reporting independent while our directors bathe in the millions we get from our political sponsors.
Edit. To those asking what evidence, then feel free to make your own opinion after reviewing OSINT that is freely available on the Bird app. Edit 2. Thanks for the person who reached out to check on my mental well-being. I can put my phone down whenever and not give a shit. Edit 3. I actually need to do some work now, so I'll stop responding to comments now.
I got downvoted a shit ton for saying we should wait for more evidence before jumping to conclusions.
I am highly disappointed with all media houses. I hope they are reminded of the amount of damage the news can cause.
They aren't exactly making big moves to fix the mistake.
Headlines run on page 1. Corrections on page 16.
The BBC is still reporting it as he said she said, and they're quoting health officials, or Palestinian officials, when they're talking about Hamas.
Greater than the BBC is still reporting it as he said she said, and they're quoting health officials. That's who to go to for long-range ballistics and munition science.
The damage was already done. Muslims all over the world made up their minds about that already. The truth doesn't matter to anyone anymore.
Members of the US government bought this narrative. We are fucked on misinformation if our leaders can't wait 12H to fact-check an attack in the fog of war. It's so utterly reckless.
They didn't fall for misinformation. They sought to spread it.
Rashida Tlaib is saying some really stupid shit about this Palestine issue. She should be primaried.
So Hamas manufactured a crisis that resulted in the cancellation of Biden's tour in the Middle East and put on hold any serious talks of a ceasefire. This is both a huge win for Hamas and a huge loss for the Palestinian innocents. All sponsored by media sources who immediately confirmed the words of Hamas.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.